Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aquarius for the week of November 21st. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, we have a lot of cards here coming out. Let's go ahead and let's get a shuffle in here. I'm gonna get one more shuffle. I do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. Likes, comments, shares, all really do help the channel's algorithm. Helps the channel grow here on YouTube. And as always, all of the decks that I use on my channel are linked in the description below this video. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and let's make sure we're all set up here and in view. I think that's good enough to me. Put this here, and then we'll take one more of these. Cool. All right, energy on the bottom. You have the Death card. So the Death card, it's not a negative card. This is an energy that speaks to transformation. You can see here on the card that you have the Hierophant, right? Resisting. The Hierophant is resisting the change. The Death card, the person on the horse brings change, and the Hierophant represents the old way of doing something, the traditional way of doing something. Hierophant should not be resisting, okay? Because what is coming is already on its way. And the idea of the Death card is that it's kind of this idea of the old guard moving out. In other words, the old ideas clearing out and the new ideas, the new information, the new guard coming in. And that's actually a good thing. And it's one of these things where why resist, right? Why resist? And so you can think about it in a positive way in terms of the caterpillar, which is, it's the caterpillar. It's going from, a caterpillar to a butterfly, right? It's turning into a butterfly. That is the idea of the Death card. And that transformation may be a little bit painful, but ultimately it gives you wings, right? Ultimately, it allows you to fly and to go to new places, Aquarius. So keep that in mind. Now, in the overall situation here, you do have the Seven of Cups. So, the Seven of Cups indicates potentially having a ton of choices right now, or having a ton of options available. It's like going to a buffet or a smorgasbord, right? Like there are so many different things that you could try here, so many different paths that you can go down. And that's a really positive way of looking at the Seven of Cups. However, it can indicate being overwhelmed or confused in life in addition to that. And, I will say whatever change is happening here, it could be coming forward here as a way for you to clear out the old. Okay, it's a way for you to clear out the old. And specifically in this case, to clear out any sort of confusion that you might have about your path or about where you're going here at this time. Because some of you here, it's like, that there are so many doors or options in front of you, but you're not sure which door to go down. And so I think with this Death card on the bottom, with the change that's coming in, the door that you should open will become abundantly clear to you, right? And that's a very welcome sign when you get something like the Seven of Cups. Now, in the past, you have the Nine of Swords, you have the Hanging Man, and you also have the Six of Swords here showing up. So the Nine of Swords, to me, it would suggest that there is quite a bit of, in the past here, there's been some, mental chatter going on. The Nine of Swords represents, I always like to say, it's like the mental health card for me. This person has their head in their hands here. They're in the middle of a nightmare. They're fearful. They're anxious, potentially, about something in their life, something that went wrong or something that they feel that went wrong. Remember, the Nine of Swords doesn't imply that the end is here. It doesn't apply, the Nine of Swords doesn't imply much of anything other than there are fears going on that may or may not exist, okay? And when you get the Nine of Swords, it's a very good reminder to separate fact from fiction. Are you just emotional about something? Do you need to put all the facts on the table and look at something plainly? And you know what? Maybe in that investigation, in that putting the facts on the table, you do find that you made a mistake. Oh well. I'm not saying that it's basically what I'm saying is like mistakes are made in life. Like nobody's perfect, and be careful of trying to be perfect. Yeah, be careful of trying to be careful of beating yourself up because you've made a mistake. And you know what? Maybe you put the facts on the table and it turns out that everything's fine. So, something like this here I think has been going on for you. There's been like with the Hanging Man here, the Hanging Man says that something's got to give in life. This person here is hanging on to the post and they really need to embrace a transformation. Okay. What's interesting is you have a very nice combination here, which is the Hanged Man is number 12 and the Death card's number 13. The Hanged Man needs the Death card. So the fact that you have the Nine of Swords with the Hanged Man and the Six of Swords indicating transition in the past, to me would suggest that this has been going on for you for some time. You've known for some time that something's got to change, right? Well, guess what? Here's the change. So enjoy that, right? Enjoy that. Be happy knowing that the change that you've known has had to come is coming. The Six of Swords says that you are about to sail towards calmer shorelines or better timelines in your life. There's something good at the end of all of this for you. And that you should swim with the current as well. Now, in the current situation, you have the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups, and you also have the Queen of Pentacles here. So, the Seven of Cups, again, I talked about here where some of you, you're feeling overwhelmed, specifically with this diagonal here, which is the Nine of Swords indicating, I've talked about this, right? This is feeling like, something's going wrong, right? It's the feeling of fear. With the Seven of Cups indicating overwhelming, an overwhelming feeling or being confused. And then the Eight of Swords here, which is somebody who's trapped in their mind. And so you have a very clear diagonal. The diagonal in this spread is a direction that you were headed or a direction that you've been going in. And it's very obvious to me that there's a mental clearing that needs to happen here. There's a mental clearing that needs to happen here because right now there's a little bit of confusion about your path, but that's why this Death card's here. The Death card here is, again, this is not about death and dying. I probably already said it a million times, but I don't predict death and dying in my readings. It's a transformation. It's a good card. Please look up the definition of the Death card. It's actually a good card. And so some of you here clearing something out, and it's at the mental level. Okay, it's at the mental level. You have this Queen of Pentacles, which is about being practical, making a practical choice, making a practical decision. I do think practicality will be very helpful for you at this time because the Seven of Cups is the opposite of practicality. It is like fantasy. It is being confused, being overwhelmed, and also fantasy as well is one of the things that comes forward with the Seven of Cups. And so, I think this is a welcome energy. The Queen of Pentacles energy is welcome. The idea of being practical, and also, the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is they are very successful and they've achieved success by not only being practical, but also by putting in the work. And, this is something that I think also is going to be very helpful for you because there's been a need here to let go of something with the Hanging Man and the Nine of Swords. You have this Ten of Pentacles, which is an incredible card. The Ten of Pentacles is total abundance. Remember, abundance takes many forms. In life, it's not just about money. It's not just about fancy cars and big houses and mansions and gold watches. The abundance is about good family situations. It's about feeling emotionally fulfilled. It's about, living a balanced life as well, having resources that you need to do all of those things. And so, abundance takes many forms, and It's different for everybody, but just keep that in mind. You know, I definitely like that that's there, because to me it would suggest that you're kind of seeing that there's light at the end of the tunnel. There are definitely like like when you look up at the sky and there are clouds, but through the clouds you see the sun ray. You see the sun ray going through the clouds. That's what I feel like is happening in this reading. I feel like the sun rays are coming through the clouds for you, because you do have really nice signs here. You have bright spots with the Six of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups as well. So, I definitely see bright spots for you here. Now, in the future, you have the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. So it's interesting, the Five of Pentacles is like the opposite of the Ten of Pentacles, where the Ten of Pentacles is total abundance and the Five of Pentacles would indicate scarcity. Typically, especially when it is in the upper row is the row of your thoughts. Typically, the Five of Pentacles is scarcity mindset. Okay, not necessarily physically or literally losing, but more so your mind going there. Your mind going to that level of scarcity, or to that place of scarcity. So what I would say is there's an opportunity for abundance thinking here with the Ten of Pentacles, but that's going to be up to you, okay? It's going to be up to you to take on that frequency, or take on that energy here, because there's also the possibility of the opposite, okay? And that's kind of what I derive here from the 10 and the 5 of Pentacles next to each other in the upper row, which is, it's sort of like a scale here. You could go either way. You could go in either direction. Here's what I'll say. Positive thinking is a net positive. Negative thinking is a net negative. Do with that what you will. But there truly, from my perspective, is no benefit to thinking negatively. And so just keep that in mind. You have this Ace of Cups, which is a bright spot. The Ace of Cups says there's a happy new beginning on the horizon, but again, this is going to be up to you to decide, right? This is going to be up to you to bring this in for yourself here, as you have this Eight of Swords as well, which the Eight of Swords is somebody who's trapped in their mind, or just imprisoned in an abundance of thoughts. In this case, remember this Nine of Swords, Seven of Cups, Eight of Swords. Interestingly enough, it's 7, 8, 9. Not in a row, but this is, to me, suggesting that there's a real clearing of your thought process here that needs to happen, a clearing out, and whatever that might look like for you. Like, some of you might want to dump, some of you might want to make a pros and cons list. Some people like pros and cons lists, some people don't. I happen to find them enjoyable at times, or I should say helpful at times. Pros and cons lists have helped me in the past. Some of you may just need to dump all of your thoughts and your feelings on paper. And some of you might want to talk with a therapist or a specialist as well. I'm a big advocate for therapy. And so, yeah, some of you, don't be afraid to reach out either, in that situation either. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at these cards here, these Kipper cards. So you have despair, unexpected income, child, and gift. Yeah, so some of you here, maybe this is tied to a job, as you see the not hiring in the upper left corner, but there is a clear here scarcity thinking that's going on, or poverty mindset here that's happening. And I do think it's mindset because of what's going on here in the upper row. I do think that, and this can't be understated, thinking positively and thinking in terms of abundance is going to be a massive benefit to you. I know I say it over and over again, but this is something that's big here with the 10 of Pentacles in the upper row next to the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, and also this despair card. You have unexpected income, child, and gift. I mean, some of you here having an opportunity to connect with your child self and, view something from a fresh pair of eyes, or to view something with a fresh pair of eyes, or from a new lens or a new scope in your life. And so I think you also surprise yourself here when you start looking at something in a new way. Because remember, I'm saying that there's a clearing that needs to happen. Well, what does that mean? Maybe for you that means looking at something in a new way here, especially with all of this, the abundance of thoughts that are happening for you. So you have the Page of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups, and you have the Five of Pentacles here. All right, so do some of you need to let go of a relationship of the past, from the past? This has not been about relationships, so if you're still here, that might resonate for some people. But the Two of Pentacles and the Hanging Man, that's like quite literally needing to let go of somebody, needing to let go of a partnership here, or let go of somebody, you know? I think, you know, what could have happened is some of you might have gone through a divorce or separation or a breakup, and this is maybe leading you to talk negatively, because the Five of Pentacles can sometimes be described as unworthiness, like the feeling of being unworthy. Not being unworthy, but the feeling of being unworthy. Here, with the Five of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and then you have the Five of Pentacles in the future. You know what I'm saying? So some of you, you know, there might be some of you here that are dealing with this here at this time. You do have the Page of Pentacles as well, which is a prospect in life. It's a good prospect. It's a good opportunity, and it's out there. I will say it's out there, but right now it's hard to see it because there's so much junk, mental junk in the way here, where it's hard to see the prospect, but it's there. You have the Six of Wands, clarifying the Ten of Pentacles, very clear. You have the you have the Strength card, and then you have the Knight of Swords. So it's very clear that the way forward, the way that you exceed expectations, the way that you create victories here, is Ten of Pentacles in the thoughts, which is abundance in the thoughts, abundance in the mind, creates victory. Six of Wands is a victory. Somebody who's taking a victory lap. Okay, it's confirmation after confirmation. Hopefully this is resonating with some of you. I really think that this is a quick and easy solution. Maybe, you know, I think it's a quick and easy solution, which is a change in the mechanics of your mind. Although that sounds challenging, and that sounds like it might not be easy. You can decide overnight to switch the positive thinking light on. You can, if you want to do that, you can switch that light on. And that's what I think that this is about here. Strength card is about having inner strength. I do think that some of you have been burned from a relationship of the past. Some of you have been hurt. And I do think that this has put a damper on your confidence, okay? You have the Knight of Swords, which is a quick moving event in your life. And what is that clarifying? The Queen of Pentacles, okay? Strike while the iron is hot. And again, I think practical thinking is going to get you there. Very nice. You have the Ten of Cups, you have the Six of Cups, and you have the Eight of Wands. So this is really going to start pushing ahead here for you. Definitely good things on the horizon here. This has been a very challenging reading. This has been an intense reading. If you're still with me, you know, the future looks bright here for you. The Eight of Wands is something pushing ahead. It's a breakthrough. It's also good news coming into your life. The Six of Cups is someone from the past. Some of you are looking to work past a relationship from your past that I think that has a bit of a hold on you. But again, the clearing energy here is very important with the Death card. And you have this Ten of Cups, which is total happiness, okay? Again, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups with the Six of Wands in the upper row. Bring in the positivity at this time and meet that with meet the positivity with practical thinking and practical action. And in doing those things, I think you have a nice recipe for success here. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.